Welcome back to this week's episode of Outside the Box with Bubba Hebert, previewing Week 4 of the 8-4A season. The Cardinals are coming off of a dominant 65-6 drumming of the Morgan City Tigers to improve to 3-0 in district play. The Cardinals had 7 different players score touchdowns while amassing 351 yards of total offense, and were able to get the starters rest midway through the second quarter. I mean, Vic Nair got over half of a football game in district play under center. Huge to log those crucial reps to help to develop our younger players and add depth that will add confidence whenever they get under the big lights and it's for real. Overall, it was a completely dominant outing by the Cardinals, so I'm not going to go into a bunch of details. They did exactly what they were supposed to do last week. This week, the Cardinals return home and host the 3-3 Lutcher Bulldogs, led by Dwayne Jenkins in his 10th year leading his alma mater. The Bulldogs run a true spread offense, average just over 25 points per game. And if any of you old players remember, especially as Coach Hebert called us, the Pro Scouts, this week sucks. It's terrible. Not because it's always a huge game for district and a rival, but the playbook is usually absurdly large compared to other teams. I remember there being so many cards for the defensive period, Coach Hebert had to separate the stacks and put ones in different pockets because there were too many to hold at one time. So practice and prep is way more intense this week and longer in general on a yearly basis. The Bulldogs replace a ton of production on offense and multi-year starters at quarterback, running back, and wide receiver. They do return 4 starters on the offensive line off of a unit that at times was completely dominant last year. They average just over 6 foot tall and 270 pounds and are a very aggressive group. Their biggest returning weapon is number 1, Ashton Stark, who plays wide receiver, cornerback, and return specialist. He will be like the Cheney kid last year. So you'll see him in the backfield, you'll see him out wide, you'll see him running jet sweeps, carrying the ball, so literally all over the place. The plan with him is to get the ball in his hands as often as possible. You also see number 5, MJ Simon, and number 19, Johnny Jones on the outside catching passes. Jones is a younger kid, number 19, he's a sophomore, but good-looking kid. I don't have stats on him, but he looks like he's probably about 6'2", 6'3", 160, 175 pounds. So somebody to look for in the future as well. The offense will be led by number 11, freshman Timmy Charles at quarterback. He's an athletic kid with a lot of wiggle. He's going to give us headaches in the future, but is still trying to figure things out this year in the passing game. So he has a very live arm, can sling it around, but he can be quite inconsistent with his accuracy. The Bulldogs average just over 25 points per game, but have struggled to move the ball at times. The starting running back is number 0, Jamilian Joseph, 5'8", 165 pounds, who saw a lot of time as a reserve last year, as well as they also have a new tight end / H-back, number 15, Thomas Russell, good-looking kid, 6'3", 200 pounds, certainly looks the part of a tight end H-back to replace the longtime starters at his position that moved on to college. The Bulldog defense returns 7 starters and are surrendering just 17 points per game. There would be multiple with a base 3-4 look, odd man front, but they look a lot like a 5-2 at time in run fits. To run those odd man front defenses, you got to have a dude at nose tackle. And this defense only goes as far as the 4-year starter at nose tackle, number 72, Caden Parquette, dictates. The 6 foot, 260 pound bull lineman is strong as an ox and jumps out of his stance. He's one of the most disruptive D linemen that we will face this year and tends to be a nightmare right in the quarterback's face. We must attack Parquette and not let him dictate the game. His ability to penetrate gave us our option attack fits last year and often disrupted play before they even get started. We rely too much on timing in our run game to have any kind of disruption, especially at the point of attack. Joining him on the line is returning starter defensive end number 27, Elijah Fobb. The 6 foot, 240 pound senior will be flanked by junior number 33, Dylan Webster at 6'1", 230 pounds at the other defensive end position. They're both very athletic and set the edge with authority, run real well, strong kids, tackle well. Number 6, Coy Ruiz, and number 44, Dre Suzubinski, return to lead the linebacking corps. They're both around 5'11", 200 pounds, smart, strong kids, multiple years starting for the Bulldogs. Number 4, Derek Jackson, 6 foot, 185 pounds, returns to lead the defensive backs along with number 1, Ashton Starks, who we talked about before. As we enter Week 7, neither the Cardinals or the Bulldogs records are where we are accustomed to seeing them. Although the numbers may not be jaw-dropping as in years past, this contest will likely be very similar to the history of the rivalry. A knockdown, drag-out war is what I'm expecting. You'd be hard-pressed to find too many games that are lopsided in this rivalry. There's always tons of juice in the stadium and on the field to get those competitive urges rolling early on Friday. Edie White will need to have a good ball security and be opportunistic in the passing game. Lutcher has been vulnerable to some big plays throughout the year on film. See if we can get Bodian, Nakan, those guys on the outside free and knock some big plays on them. Even though they're only giving up 17 points per game, they don't look quite as intimidating as fast all over the field as they have in the past, particularly last year and the last few years. Hopefully that equates to the Cardinals moving the ball more consistently as they have in recent weeks. The line will have to be quick off the ball and stay engaged, especially at the point of attack. You must neutralize the nose tackle 72. And that will allow Grant to read his keys and let the offense flow. On defense, you can't let your guard down because of a new cast of weapons. They still call weapons for a reason. They got a few guys that you will have to wrap up and cut down yards after catch as much as possible, because if they get a window, they are gone. If the Cardinals can shut down the Lutcher rushing attack and force them to be one-dimensional, I like our chances with Coach Barish dialing up the pressure on defense on the freshman and make him beat us. He'll be a good one down the road, but if you are able to put the game on him, it may be the best play in a secure home field victory. I like the Cardinals at home. It's tough to win on the road in this district. I don't see that changing Friday night. Let's go get them, Cards. Roll on, Red Machine.